in any event in 2020 as well as 2021, it is a buyer's market. If you're buying for your own stay, this is the best time in your whole life.
Is property still a good investment even in these times? Obviously, you say yes, but there's a lot going on right now that people are trying to find a job even in many cases, right? Not everybody is an entrepreneur. But Dato Seri Vincent, you are called the guaranteed rental returns king. Many people have told me that.
Yeah.
If you have money, would property still be where it's at right now, or should you be investing money into something else?
If you invest on startup companies, generally probably the success or the exit strategies or the exit success plans will probably be a ratio of one successful venture or investment out of probably 100 or 150 or even 200 companies that you invest. That's startup.
Right.
So which means that if that's money, that's the only money you have, don't put it into startups. Okay, now, so if we are talking about between February to July, that juncture, I think people were not looking at property. People were dumping in their money. Most people, generally retail investors, was dumping their money into stocks. Now we are moving on from after July. The scenario has changed again. And from a property developer, a property industry player point of view, I've started to realize and see interest into property coming back into people buying the real bricks and mortar.
Right.
So the questions and the situation will be this. A key one before I answer that. COVID, I think it's very negative, big impact even to property developers, to advertising agencies or SMEs and whatsoever. So we are talking about the bread butter. We're talking about the people who, whether they still have a job or not. Moratorium, there won't be extension. It seems that the finance minister has made it clear, no extension. So I think after the big challenge will be after October. So really big challenge. So let's see October and the next 6 months what will happen to the property market. And I personally don't think that it's going to be a good situation. Is it still good time to buy? Now, in any event in 2020 as well as 2021, it is a buyer's market. You can pick and choose properties that you would like to stay. Preferably, if you're buying for your own stay, this is the best time in your whole life. Go slowly and pick it, because people who have bought it will be more than willing to actually be more realistic in their expectation of the selling price and let go. Even in terms of rental, expectation of the rental rates and all that. This is for residential as well as for commercial, even on office space. So you'll be expecting rental adjustments. But that does not mean that people who bought the properties last year, the year before, or 2 years ago, or 6 years ago, or 12 years ago, they are losing money if they are selling this year cheaper. No, because when they bought it 6 years ago or 7 years ago, it was already so much lower. Instead of trying to sell it at 1 million, their intended selling price, but they have to make do and be satisfied with probably 850,000. So that looks like a big drop. But what was the cost that they bought? It's probably only 480K or 520K or maybe 550K. All right. So there is still a gain. There's still a margin. There's still a profit. So it's up to the individual property buyers. So are there scenarios of people buying 400K and then now trying to sell back at 400 below? There are.
Yeah.
I personally don't think that the numbers are huge or big itself. So it's about the asset class, the type of properties that you invest. See, as seasonal and economy and industry goes itself, if you say, hey Vincent, is it right this time around for me to go in and buy, for example, industrial lots itself? Why not? Depends where you buy, what is it for? Is it to complement the e-commerce industry, or where are you buying, for example? And some people are asking, oh, I'm buying some resorts or whatsoever with guaranteed rental. But you must always realize and think about what would be the alternative usage in the event that it's not used. Some people have invested into university rooms. Right. That means the colleges or the developers sells university rooms. Rooms, just a room, not even an apartment. Rooms means that it's very small size and it's rented by the university or the college itself. So, and we know now because of this COVID, this year and next year, it's really a bad year for private universities and colleges. Prove me wrong, but I think majority of the private colleges and universities that dependent on a lot of foreign students are suffering and will continue to suffer.
Because they can't bring in
badly.
students anyway, right?
Yeah. So now, you see, you have that room, you bought it, and well, probably you rent it to a university or whatever not. But the issue is this: yes, there was a guarantee, that's good, but the issue is when you take it back, can you easily, comfortably, as the owner of the building, owner of that property, be able to lease it back to the external parties easily? Could there be an issue of accessibility? or because of the structure design of the whole building that you have no choice but need to forever and ever and ever continue only rely on one potential tenant, which is actually the University of College.
Right, okay.
So it's that kind of scenario. So even if you invest on say like resorts plans or projects itself, you say you invest on maybe one chalets that in the island or whatsoever not, many chalets and all that. So you say that I invested, now I want to sell. But you said there's a challenge is who are you going to sell to?
Yeah.
How because it's already part of in order for that product to be successful, it's part of a big management corporation. So you are still now have to rely on that big major body itself. So I would honestly think three key things in the big reply, in the long-winded reply to you. It's what type of asset are you buying? If you're buying for own stay, this is the best time. But if you were saying that, is it still a good time to invest? Well, if you have the means and you think that you can handle the moratorium of whatever installments and etc. that you have, go ahead. It's okay to pick a right product itself, because I believe property prices price per square foot. Let's not just think about residential. There are also other component types of products that you can invest. There's a lot of other asset class in property related that you can still invest itself. Right, so that's the situation itself. So people without jobs, etc. All that, yes, I know there are property developers. In fact, not few, many, that they are downsizings and they are retrenching staff as well. Yeah. So even recently, I have put in my Facebook and say that I welcome and I'm opening, and there's a big massive recruitment. Coincidentally we are embarking a big project, and with the COVID actually helped us to push us to even grow faster and better. Somehow, because the angling of our project was a township on healthcare and wellness,
right? And
the Ministry of Health and the Ministry and the local authority at DBKL were very fond of it. So they kept on pushing and giving us all the approvals and give us all the support. And files move faster than our expectation.
Right.
We were expecting a 3 months processing, for example. Some of it came up even faster than that. And we were like, this is faster than what we thought. But the key thing is this: there are many developers, public listed company and private companies. There's two sets of thoughts there. Private developers and public listed company developers have different strategy. They must have different business model and strategies.
Okay.
Right, you have your shareholders and you have private companies. Some companies, depending what stages, you can hold your land and can hold on, you can restructure and you can resubmit, you can have your time. But there's also the situation that you have good big developers that actually sitting on big plots of land, plantation based and etc. All that, none of their land is charged to the bank. So they have no problem. They can slowly still plan their landed projects and etc. All that. Sit on it, take their time and roll. But there are many that maybe buy small plots, and they probably have geared all their lands itself. So they will still come out and launch it itself, a new project itself, with the government's incentives and subsidies. I think it's a good time to buy, because be realistic. You know it's tough market, you know it's good time, developers know it's tough to sell, they'll do their best to whatever package they do, like what MHub's strategies and they'll be doing. I think they will have good business even after this when the whole MCO clears itself, because the developers need to clear. One of the channels, they have to look for MHub.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Glad you liked it. Now, if you want to check out a full discussion on all our other episodes, click right here. And of course, don't forget to subscribe.